Imagine the hush of the Jedi Temple's training stalls, a place usually filled with the rhythmic hum of practiced lightsabers and the focused breathing of younglings. On this particular afternoon, however, the silence was punctuated by a sound most unexpected, a low, rumbling chuckle. Seated cross-legged on a polished Durasteel floor, a young Mace Windu, perhaps no older than 10, glowered with an intensity that seemed far too mature for his years. Before him, upside down, was Grand Master Yoda, his ears twitching with amusement. Mace had just delivered a meticulously reasoned argument on the optimal application of a specific force technique, outlining its logical strengths with unwavering conviction. Yoda, however, had simply inverted himself, a green finger idly tapping his chin. Logical, yes, sound it is, he'd said, his voice a soft rasp. But balanced, is it, youngling, or merely upside down? Mace's brow furrowed. Master, the principles are clear. Gravity dictates. Gravity, Yoda interrupted, a twinkle in his ancient eyes. A suggestion it is, sometimes, not a decree, especially for those who truly embrace the Force. He then righted himself with a subtle twitch of the Force, landing perfectly on his feet, leaving Mace to wrestle with the implied riddle and the sheer audacity of Yoda's simple, teasing response. This seemingly innocuous moment, this playful challenge to a young mind convinced of its own correctness, wasn't an isolated incident. Far from it. This was the essence of Grand Master Yoda's relationship with young Mace Windu, a delicate dance between profound wisdom and mischievous humor, always aimed at nudging the serious young Jedi towards a deeper understanding of the Force, and indeed, of himself. Mace, even as a youngling, was inherently driven, pragmatic, and possessed a remarkable intellect. He saw the world in stark lines of right and wrong, efficient and inefficient. For him, the Force was a tool, a power to be understood and wielded with precision. And into this perfectly ordered mental landscape, Yoda would often introduce a delightful, maddening chaos. Picture another instance. Mace diligently studying ancient Jedi texts, his face illuminated by the datapad's glow. Yoda would approach, not to offer a direct lesson, but perhaps to ask, "Deep thoughts you have, yes? Deeper than the crystals themselves, perhaps? Or merely heavy?" A pause, a thoughtful hum. Weight sometimes burdens the mind, young one. A lighter spirit finds the path swifter, it does. Mace, with his innate seriousness, would often find himself momentarily flummoxed. His frustration was palpable, a brief flicker of annoyance crossing his usually composed features. He craved direct answers, logical explanations. Yoda offered riddles, paradoxes, and the occasional, almost imperceptible jab. Yet, despite this playful torment, Mace never once doubted Yoda's wisdom or his profound connection to the Force. That respect, that deep honor, was the bedrock of their bond. It was the unshakable foundation upon which all of Yoda's teasing was built. Pause and reflect on this dynamic for a moment. It's fascinating, isn't it? Yoda, of course, was not simply indulging in petty amusement. His humor, his sometimes inscrutable pronouncements, were deliberate pedagogical tools. He saw in young Mace a burgeoning power, a fierce commitment to justice, but also a potential rigidity. He understood that Mace's greatest strength, his unwavering conviction, could also become his greatest weakness, if not tempered by flexibility, intuition, and a profound trust in the ebb and flow of the living Force. Yoda was teaching Mace to look beyond the surface, to question his own certainty, to embrace the fluidity of the Force, rather than merely its structural applications. He was nudging Mace away from a purely logical, almost scientific approach towards the mystic, the intuitive, the patient waiting for the Force to reveal its will. The lessons were subtle, often delivered with a twinkle in the eye rather than a stern lecture. Consider the notion of patience, a virtue Mace would struggle with throughout his life, yet one Yoda continually emphasized. By teasing Mace, by refusing to give him the straightforward answers he craved, Yoda was forcing him to slow down, to ponder, to look inward, and to allow understanding to blossom naturally rather than being intellectually grasped. He was teaching Mace to trust the feel of the Force, not just its rules, to trust the journey, not just the destination. This early relationship was nothing short of foundational for Mace Windu. The seeds of patience, of trust in the Force's broader design, were planted by Yoda's consistent, gentle, yet firm guidance. While Mace would always retain his formidable directness and his unwavering commitment to justice, he also developed a profound, albeit sometimes hidden, capacity for intuitive understanding. He learned that sometimes the most effective path wasn't the most obvious or the most logical, but the one guided by the deeper currents of the Force. We see echoes of this throughout Mace's adult life. His mastery of Vapad, a lightsaber form that skirted dangerously close to the dark side, requiring immense discipline and connection to the light, is a testament to his ability to balance intensity with control, a balance Yoda undoubtedly helped him cultivate. His ultimate commitment to the Jedi Code, even when faced with the gravest threats, speaks to an unwavering trust in the Force's will, even when it led him down difficult paths. Yoda didn't break Mace's spirit, he refined it. He didn't diminish Mace's intensity, he channeled it. He taught him that true strength wasn't just about wielding power, but about understanding when to release control, when to trust the flow, and when to simply be. The bond between young Mace Windu and Grandmaster Yoda was a unique tapestry woven from playful teasing, profound respect, and an unshakable shared commitment to the light. It wasn't just a relationship between Master and Padawan, it was a mentorship that sculpted one of the Jedi Order's most formidable figures. Yoda's jest was never truly a jab, it was a chisel, carefully shaping a youngling's raw intensity into a weapon of precision and wisdom. It serves as a beautiful reminder that our most significant lessons often come not from grand pronouncements, but from the subtle nudges, the unexpected challenges, and the deeply rooted connections we form in our formative years. What are your thoughts on this fascinating dynamic? Have you ever had a mentor who taught you through unexpected means? Share your reflections in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the nuances of Jedi relationships, consider subscribing for more tales from the heart of the galaxy. Until next time, may the Force be with you.